Hello there, crime fighters. I'm Ray, the DA, and this is Straight Talk. Well, the Lexington Herald-Leader recently published an editorial titled Repeal Kentucky's Stand Your Ground Law. Whoa, not so fast there, Pilgrim. That's right. On Wednesday, July 24th, the editorial board of the Lexington Herald-Leader invoked the names of Barack Obama, State Senator Kathy Stein, State Representative Kelly Flood, who all apparently agree with them that Kentucky's Stand Your Ground law should never have been passed in the first place. First of all, what is an editorial board and who makes up that crowd? Well, it's made up of the head guy at the newspaper, an editorial page editor, a couple of people who write editorials, and a cartoonist. So there you have it. 5 folks at the local newspaper who really don't like Kentucky's Stand Your Ground law. Their opinion really doesn't surprise many of us. They've always felt that it's their duty to give us their opinions about how the rest of us ought to live our lives. But that's really beside the point. What about Kentucky's Stand Your Ground law? Over a year ago, I read a pretty comprehensive article about Stand Your Ground laws that was written in anticipation of the now famous George Zimmerman case. The article was entitled, Stand Your Ground, America, and it was written by somebody named Peter Ferrara back in April of 2012. Mr. Ferrara made some interesting points. Points such as, how do you stand your ground if you're on your back getting pummeled in the face? He says by enforcing the damn law, that's how. He wrote well over a year ago, quote, this case needs to be resolved by a jury and can only be resolved by a jury, which is the only way to satisfy the public interest in this matter. Because there are too many people in America today who will not listen to the evidence and will only follow their own racial prejudices. But the evidence needs to be laid out in a court of law, he said, and resolved by a jury. That's the only way to satisfy the fair-minded that justice has been done. Ferrara then turns to what he called the justice of Stand Your Ground laws. Over a century before the NRA began promoting Stand Your Ground laws back in 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court held in 1895 in a case of Beard versus the U.S. that an innocent person under attack was not obliged to retreat, but was entitled to stand his ground and meet any attack upon him with a deadly weapon in such a way and with such force as he honestly believed and had reasonable ground to believe was necessary to save his own life or to protect himself from great bodily harm. Stand Your Ground laws only became necessary when states began to adopt laws, either through their legislatures or their courts, imposing a duty on citizens to retreat or run away whenever possible, as when they were victims of violent attack. The point of these Stand Your Ground laws is to eliminate the duty to retreat when you're attacked in public. Those laws have now been adopted in 20 or more of our states. In addition, almost all of our states have adopted the Castle Doctrine. That's the one which says that you don't have a duty to run away or retreat from your own home when you're attacked there. Stand Your Ground laws only involve the simple logic of justice, and it's simple. This is it. The attacker does not have the legal or moral right to attack a victim. The victim has the moral and should have the legal right to remain where he is if he wants to do so. But the duty to retreat, says the violent attacker, has the legal authority to impose a legal requirement on the victim to run away from the scene. That's neither moral or just. Those who oppose Stand Your Ground laws argue that if victims would just run away when possible, then that would reduce the number of deaths and injuries to the violent attackers. Hey, I got an idea. What about these violent attackers deciding to eliminate any possibility of injury or death altogether if they just quit this damned attacking innocent victims in the first place? Well said, Mr. Ferrara. I'm Ray Larson, and this is Straight Talk.